Okay, we're starting Be'ez Hashem Siman Kufna and Tes, and we're going to explain two more reasons why people are nichshel today and they support Zionism, even though they really should know it's wrong. He says, in this generation, which is before Mashiach comes, now it has become fulfilled in the full extent what Chazal say, Mashon Chazal, Yirei Chet Yimasu, that those who fear Averis are going to be disgusted by people. They're going to be despised by people. V'sar Meiran, whoever goes away from the evil, is Mishtoil al Brias. He's considered a fool by people. People consider people who are Yirei Chet foolish. So Milvad Shezeh B'atzmoi Hu Nisayan. Besides the fact that this is a trial, if you want to be good, you want to be an Erlich Yid, Liyos Nimas, you're going to be despised by people. People will call you a fool, ignoramus. And this blinds the eye. This gives like a bribe to the eyes. To make peace with the situation and say, okay, fine, I'll be like the rest of the people. Okay? Yeah. That's the first reason. Now he says in second reason, besides this, the Zionists come up with different influences, different biases that influence people to think their way. Everyone goes according to his level. So, in other words, if someone's on a low level, the bribe will be covered. If he wants to be a Rav, he wants to have a good position, he has to be a Zionist. He has to go along with it. And for people on a higher level, the Gedolei Ador, those people they're not influenced by cover. They don't care about cover. But what they do care about is having yeshivas, building torah. And for them, the shoichad is that, if you join the government will give you money, and you'll have lots of money. You can accept many talmidim, build big buildings, make big yeshivas. So he says, everyone according to their darga. Bifrat hamanhigim matzrichim la'ezer ha'am. And this especially applies to those leaders who need the people. Afak sherim, even the good ones, even the tzaddikim, shekavanosim l'dvar mitzvah, that they only mean it for a mitzvah, v'harbitz Torah, and they only want to increase Torah learning, v'yira b'Yisrael, they want to increase Yira Shemaim. Still, for their madrega, that's a shaychad for them. Now he's going to explain what a shaychad means in this case. V'ayim b'zera kodesh, Sefer Zera Kodesh by the Rapshitzer rebbe, shekasav al kasuv lo yisikach shaychad. That the pasuk in Parsha Shoftim says, don't take bribes. Ki ha'yetzer hara im roitzel limnoya echad mi mitzvah gedola. That when the yetzer hara sees that a tzaddik wants to do a big mitzvah, the ikris, a very important, basic mitzvah, so what does he do? What does the yetzer hara do? Meshachid einav b'mitzvah acheres. He bribes him with a different mitzvah. To stop him from doing the bigger mitzvah. Right? So here also, if a tzaddik would otherwise be against the Zionism, and he would uphold the Emunah and the Yud Gimel Ikrim and uphold the Yiddishkeit, so the Yetzer Hara comes and says, you know what? I'll give you something else instead. I'll give you money, make big yeshivas, have lots of talmidim, and that influences even a tzaddik. V'yom Rizal, Chazal say, Asher lo yisafonim, that they say L'gabe Hashem. The pasuk says in Ekev, it says Hashem doesn't give preference to anybody. V'lo yikach shoichad, he doesn't take bribes. Yeah. So what does it mean Hashem doesn't take bribes? Hashem wouldn't accept money anyway. What's money to Hashem? So he says, Zeh shoichad shel mitzvah. Hashem won't take a bribe even of a mitzvah. Even if you want to do an aveir by doing a mitzvah, he won't accept that. There is no such thing as any other kind of bribe by HaKadosh Baruch Hu. The only kind of bribe he would even conceivably accept is a mitzvah. But that's the pasuk saying, no, he doesn't accept the bribe of a mitzvah. And by the way, this is not just the Rapshitzer, this is really the Rebbeinu Bachi on the Torah, and also the Sforno. They both say this for it. Okay? Now, in the Parshas Yisro, where the judges were appointed in the time of Moshe Rabbeinu and Yisro, so Yisro said, pick from among the people, Anshe Chayil, people of strength, Yirei Elokim who fear Hashem. So, Pirish Rashi Zal, Anshe Chayil, Ashirim. Pick rich people. Why? She'enam Srichim Lahachanif. That they won't have to kiss up to anybody to get money. Well, the hakir panim don't have to give preference to other rich people in their din Torah because they don't need the money. Okay, so the problem is like this. The pasuk continues and says, Anshe Chayil, Yirei Elokim. It says, Omer Sham Shetzrichim Liyos Yirei Elokim Anshe Emes Soinei Vatsa. They have to be men of truth and people who hate monetary gain. Ve'ela hanivcharim mikol ha'am migdor de'em. These people were chosen from the greatest generation that ever lived, the generation of the Midbar. B'chol oisin amidas, and they had such great midas. So how could there be a havamina that they would be taking bribes, right? Hachiyesh makom l'choish dam. Is there any place to suspect them shiachanifu, that they would flatter somebody and go along with them just to get their money? V'akiru panim lahatos emes, that they would go and go away from the truth just to get someone's money. You have to say that that's not the bribe here. Money's not the bribe. Like we said before, even a great tzaddik who has all those midas of Yirei Elokim, but mikomakom kivan shetzrichim lahachnif, once they have to flatter somebody, nasim meshuchadim uma'aver einehem. If they have to flatter somebody for money, so he really is saying that they're going to flatter it for the money. But even if someone starts out as a tzaddik, but once he starts getting money from people, it changes him and makes him completely different. And now he's going to go on the side of the person who gives him the money. Okay? Blinds their eyes. They twist the words of the righteous. Therefore, the Torah says first they have to be rich. They only have to flatter. So therefore, if today's manhigim, today's Rosh Yeshiva have to go to the Zionists and join them and do what they want, avur devar mitzvah, to get the mitzvah they want, to get the yeshivas, b'shvil abratas Torah v'yira, zehu shoichad yoiser atzum mishitzarach lachnif rak b'shvil atzmai. That's a bigger shoichad than someone just taking it for himself, for his own honor. There's even a bigger makom, a bigger possibility of making this error, and they think that they're doing it for a mitzvah. And today, unfortunately, all the power and the money is in the hands of the Rishonim, and anybody who wants money has to go and flatter them and go along with them. And that's why people have fallen into this big error of thinking that they can join the Medina and get away with that and be erlachi and Rahman was done. Everyone is dragged after what the tzibur wants. The miflagos and the political parties that they have completely strayed from the path. And the proof to this, by the way, is today you see that the whole opposition to Zionism itself has been forgotten. Originally they said, okay, we'll join it like we're joining a band of robbers and negotiating with them to get back a little money from the money they stole from us. But now it's totally different. Now they completely think that they're part of it and they have to be... Yeah,
now people say that American government could spend money in Israel, on Israel, or he could spend money on a Schwarzer, who had a child who he wasn't even married to. Who are you going to spend the money to? Spend on the Schwarzer, because they're Rishayim, because we're Rishayim. No, I'd rather give money to defend Klal Yisrael. But how can I defend Klal Yisrael? They're going to go to hell. I agree. That we did not accept.
Yeah, let's go on. V'amru Chazal b'beit tzedaf lam beis. There's an interesting Gemara here that he says in beit tzedaf lam beis. Hamitzapel l'shulchan acherim. Oilam chashach badoy. That if someone is dependent on somebody else, the world becomes dark for him. So what does that mean?
Just like a blind person too is living in darkness, so like a poor looking.
That's what he's going to say. V'lam du zeh mikra. They learned that from the pasuk Tichsiv Yom Chashach. The day becomes dark. Ve'eino move on. Haloi harbet tzaros yoiser gedolos yesh ba'olam. There are a lot bigger things that could happen to a person than being in the dark. So why does it say that?
The blind man too lives in darkness.
Shaloi nemar aleim oisei amaymer oilam chashach ba'adoi. And it doesn't say that if something happens to you, that here it's someone, if you depend on someone else's table, you're taking from someone else, it's like you're in the darkness. So why didn't it say if someone dies or in someone's loses his money or something, something.
No, a poor person too, that should be like a blind man that can
Right, but I'm saying like there are a lot of terrible things that could happen to a person, and Chazal could have said that's like being in the darkness. Why Davka in this case?
I guess.
No, there's
mamish being dark like a blind man. There's like being darkness.
That if someone is dependent on someone else, he gets that money from the other person, he becomes bribed. He's bribed by the people that he's dependent on. The shochet bribes the wise, they don't see the truth, and they're blind, and they're like in the dark. Just like you
could bribe a blind man very easily.
That's the meaning of darkness. He doesn't see what's in front of him. He doesn't realize that the true derech is not like the oilam that's supplying him with the money. It's something totally different.